So the accountant too. Hmm. Ben Affleck, John Bernthal stars in this movie that is a sequel to the hit The Accountant, where Ben Affleck shadows as an accountant who's very good with numbers, but is also a very skilled and trained hitman for cartels, mafia, what have you, set out to avenge. Well, it was set up to be to avenge the death of the captain that was in the first film, and we go from there. That's what it was staged to be, right? That was the premise. And he recruits his brother, who he saw in the first film. And yeah, this movie was, how could I put it? Not like the first. I'll put it that way. So this film was not like the first. Well, the first had a serious tone. The comedy was quick, sharp, but it didn't make the film cheesy. Here, they made it very cheesy and very unenjoyable. So, I'm talking about the comedy, not the film. Now, the film, because the trailer didn't really show me that this film was going to be too much. Now, when it gets to the actual movie, it seems like two movies in one. And I said, wow, okay, well, this movie seemed like it has some promise. It has some bite, as the captain seems to be looking for a family member or somebody has the message here about illegals and things of that nature, and they trying to track her down and find the actual kid. You know, that was the case. Now, in this film, I don't know for what the reason was, someone decided it would be a good idea if they was to take John Bernthal's character of the brother. You know, he played the brother in the first film, and he found his brother, you know, and it was a very impactful moment that you found out that they were actually brothers. This one is the brother's character is very inconsistent with how he was in the first film. Here, he's more of a cartoon character of himself, not as serious as his tone was in the first. Ben Affleck. Tone wasn't as serious as it was in the first. And I think it hurt the film in that portion. And what I mean by is two movies being inserted into one, as you have the storyline being about a revenge and trying to track down what happened to this captain, the one that used to work for them. It turns out they're not really caring anything about him together. It's all about some woman that he was meeting with. And now it turns into her. And then that goes really nowhere. It's her on her own mission. You know, it's like having a John Wick movie and putting the movie Ballerina inside of it. It's like if they had the last John Wick movie and they inserted the ballerina into the John Wick movie. Anna Kendrick probably read the script and said, I have no place here. Because she really don't. Then there's side stories that don't make any sense. Like this whole bonding with my brother thing. You know, spoiler alert if you didn't see the first film, but at the end, they were going to stay in contact with one another. The brother said, hey, you need me, I'm there. You're my brother, call me, I miss you. And I'm going to call you Braxton. So now it's been like, I think 8 years. This is like 8 years later. And they've had no contact. So everything in the first film is just thrown away. And it's back to the same old stuff that we're at. That was a terrible decision they made. Yeah. It was a terrible decision. And the reason it was a terrible decision to make that is that you split the movie into two. There's a scene where they go to a bar, right? And when they go to this bar, they're going to the bar to they're going to the bar because they want to they're having this bonding moment, and then Ben Affleck gets a phone number and he's all happy. My brother got a phone number. It was the most worst and awful thing I've ever seen. So what happened to the car?
My mom was driving back to home and she hit a deer and it was dark.
Oh my
So
God.
now she has to fix it and now she has to fix it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But everybody's okay, right?
Yeah. It was only my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, we were at home. So now they're just fixing it. It's gonna take 2 or 3 weeks. Now we just have a very, very ugly red pickup. That's an auto body shop.
All right. Yeah, my neighbor's got in a car accident. Uh, they hit a deer. Now, where am I at? Here we are. Is it muffled now? Is it muffled now? you serious? It could be. No, what happened before? You say the audio's bad. Hmm. They were like, my brother got the phone number. Yeah. He's in there line dancing. You know, they just doing extra stuff they didn't need to do. So the movie was rolling well. First act, everything was moving well. And I said, wow, my concerns seem like, okay, you know, I shouldn't have these concerns about the movie. Then it hit a dull point for a long time because they got this whole scene in here. And I don't know if they had to write these scenes and add them in there to give John Barathal's character more something to do, but a lot of his stuff could have been on the editing room floor. It just didn't make sense to have. There was a really cool scene in the movie that I liked, and it had something to do with the lady that helps the accountant that you learn about, you know, in the first one. Start seeing her do her work and with the stuff that she does. Well, when you start going into different scenarios, then you'll start to understand more. You know, I'm somebody who believes in one good turn deserves another. So if my rating of this film would be 2.5 stars out of 4. It's good, it's watchable, but it could have been better. Could have been way better. Had an opportunity to be a really good movie, and I think they squandered it to try to make people laugh and make a buddy cop type movie. And they straight up lost me with that. Yeah, everything's been a little screwy gooey, man. So I guess I gotta go back and fix that again. They didn't even put the thumbnail up at first. Then they changed it to this, so I don't know, man. This is the Accountant 2 movie review, so it is what it is. So anyway, 2.5 stars out of 4. I basically can't tell you the entire movie, but it turns into one plot, it turns into like 3 other different moving parts that just didn't even fit. And it was like, how did you mess this up? Wow. So yeah, I'm still bothered by the fact they let that get screwed up. If that's saying anything. But anyway, I'm out.